Hello, hello. Welcome to the Get Down. I'm your host, Andrew Faber. Happy to be back here at the mic. Been such a long time for we really connect like this, hopefully for a long time. And I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend, this, first weekend of October. I know I did. I was able to relax for the first time, finally, in a while. I felt like I was traveling for like the whole month of September. Went to Vancouver, out to Long Island, out to Minneapolis, back to Long Island. Now I could finally just let go and relax. And, it's important. Sometimes you feel like you always got to be doing something. I feel like especially in New York, people are always out and about. And there's a time when you can just sit down and do nothing. That's okay. But don't do it too much. You got to find yourself. But regardless, it was a gorgeous weekend. The weather was fantastic. Looking out today, it's a high of 78, a low of 63, sunny. Then it should be cloudy the next 2 days. This is for Brooklyn, by the way. I'm doing Brooklyn. If you have your location, you want me to do it for you, I'll find it. Cupertino. I get that on as a default, so it's easy for me. Tuesday, Wednesday supposed to be cloudy, 78, 69, and then, kind of partly cloudy the rest of the week, getting up to in the mid-60s, 70s. Fall's kind of creeping in. I feel like there was one morning that was like pretty crisp. Like it was like a 55-degree morning. I was wearing pants and like a sweatshirt, but it got hot pretty quickly. But I want to feel that fall crisp start to creep in just a little bit more. So we're getting these. Thursday it looks like there's a low of 49. I'd say that's exactly what I'm looking for. So generally, welcome to Get Down. I started the morning juice because I felt like a lot of morning news back in September 2022 was extremely grim. How good we had it, I guess. I don't know. It seems like everything's pretty chaotic at the current moment. And so there might be people out there looking for a more positive spin on just general. But having content to talk to. I'm not a bot. I feel like a lot of times I'm interacting with bots online, and this is as organic as you can get. You know what I mean? I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just out here ripping for the love of the game, FTLTG. And so hopefully we'll do this every day in October. We'll see, a weekday in October. This is my birthday month. The 24th is my birthday, same as Drake and YouTuber PewDiePie. Same day that, you know what? We'll save these for the celebrity birthday portion on the 24th because it's a Friday, so we'll be doing it as that's a weekday. We'll be looking at the World Series. That'll be a very exciting time. The Mets, unfortunately, are not in contention at all. I'm vying for the Mariners, who I hope will win it all for the first time. That'd be very exciting. But I think that might actually go into November. I remember when the Mets were last in the World Series, I was watching it in November. In 2015, not 10 years ago. It's also Spooky Hallows Eve, the 31st. I have down here costume contest. Hopefully we gain enough traction that costume contest is a viable thing to do. Who's to say? It's Indigenous Peoples Day or Columbus Day, depending on which side of the fence you fall on. We're not here to do a culture war. I recently had indigenous food, Native American food. When I was in Minneapolis, I had crickets and popcorn. The whole restaurant was Native American, but the main, I feel like, eye-catching thing was crickets and popcorn. Crickets, I'll try anything once. I'm totally okay with doing that. It was fine. The crickets didn't really add much. It felt like more of like a shock factor sort of thing. I'm not opposed to adding. There was a point where it felt like they were pushing more insect, people eating bugs, where I had this idea called bug charcuterie, which was this trickle-down idea of, if we have the elites or, A-list actors someplace in LA or in New York opens this bug charcuterie place. And now I feel like I had this idea before, but now with, influencers and whatnot, if you can, blow up this place and it's just all different types of bugs on a charcuterie board with things, you could have some fun combinations, or, corn smut, I feel like is, a big one, or, ants people put on tacos, there are all these things around. And so if you do that with the elites, elite class, then it'll trickle down and then other people will want to eat more bugs. I don't know. I'm literally just riffing. It'll probably never exist. And then if it does, they owe me money. But it's just an idea that I thought for bug charcuterie. Which, after trying the crickets, they'd have to, really spruce them up to do it. But love to see if anybody wants to go in on that with me. I'm asking for $10,000 for a 5% stake in my company, no royalties. I have no numbers, and I will only go with Lori or Barbara. So, anyway, Taylor Swift released an album this week. I listened to it. I reacted to it. You can find that on Instagram or TikTok at Andrew Faber. And it was okay. I feel like I went back through old Taylor Swift and I listened, and then I went back to this one. I was like, I think I had a bigger appreciation for this album. I was kind of slamming it before, but it's good. The lyrics suck, but the vibe is good. The government shut down. The vibe is bad. Not sure. I can't really do anything to affect that, I don't think. But I hope it opens up soon. I hope it opens up back soon. Moving on to celebrity birthdays. It's October 6th. Not a lot of celebrity birthdays on October 6th. I look, Addison Rae turns 25. And I've heard that name, and I had to look her up. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I am, unc status. Which, I am an uncle, but I didn't know who she was. And I listened to one of her songs, but I don't even think, the music is, second, but every influencer seems to... I need to check out Madison Beer's music, because I feel like she's doing that, and people... Bronny James turns 21. Congratulations to him. He could finally drink with his father, LeBron James. Oh yeah, that's my dad, LeBron James. Moving on to national days. It is National Child Health Day. When I was a child, my mother was a nutritionist, and so for all our little league games and whatnot, I would always bring pretzels and fruit and stuff, which is great. Fruit is nature's candy. I love that, and I love pretzels. But it made me, a pariah in a certain way. No one likes the kid. Everybody's looking for, Cool Ranch Doritos and Kool-Aid Jammers. And here I am with a bag of Snyder's pretzels. But it builds character, and it was good. I felt lean. I felt like she was celebrating National Child Health Day every day. Just like I celebrate National Plus Size Appreciation Day, which is today, but I thought we were celebrating it every day. Same with National Noodle Day. So a lot of these are just perpetual days. National Noodle Day. I love noodles of all shapes and sizes, just like I do people. We got linguine, bucatini, angel hair, vermicelli, spaghetti, egg noodles. Did I forget any? Oh, soba, udon. The list goes on. Delicious sweet potato noodles, also very good. Hot pot sweet potato noodles. I don't know if it's just long noodles or pasta shapes, but I love to celebrate that. And it's National Coaches Day. Shout out Coach Finn, my cross-country coach. Hope you're still kicking. Now let's wind the clocks back to this day in history, because in 1783, Benjamin Hanks patents the self-winding clock. Where would we be without him? We wouldn't know what time it was. And wouldn't that just be a damn shame? Kind of a nothing day on this front too, like the birthdays and kind of the national days. In 1866, there was the first recorded train robbery in the U.S., where the Reno brothers took $13,000, which for the premier train robbery in the U.S. is a perfect 19th century number, $13,000, which is worth $1.3 million now, whatever it was. And the Reno brothers. I mean, to have a duo of bandits on this train car, it gets it right. It gets it right in your head. You're at the spaghetti, Happy National Noodle Day, Western, and I just love that. It's very, very Americana. In 1893, another one from the 19th century, the 1893 Nabisco invents cream of wheat, which I feel like it's, can't be shorted to say that that paved the way for modern cereal, right? We have to understand that, and, grits and things like that. Not 100% sure if I've ever had cream of wheat, but, it's they were the grandfathers of this thing. And so, I want to give them that respect, So we thank them every day. In 2010, Instagram was launched, which it took me a while to get Instagram. I remember my buddy, he was telling me, he's like, you got to get an Instagram account, like, it's the moment. And I was like, it's a passing fad. Everyone will be off of this in a little bit. Turns out it's the one that stayed. I scroll, it's my most scrolled app, probably. I love Reels. I love short form content, which is why, again, I started this podcast, because I feel like it's all bots and like just bad content it's not good, right? And so here, you could come here and you can listen to this. I want to keep it in an open conversation. So if you go on andrewfaberworld.net, which is my website, which needs to be updated a little bit, I added a suggestion box where if you have an interesting occupation, I would love to interview you. If you have any ideas for segments that you would like me to do, I would be happy to do it. But I feel like I like to do the podcast thing. I like my voice to be heard. I feel like I got interesting things to say compared to some of that brain rot content that you will see. Who else is telling you to cream of wheat? Not to toot my own horn, like the Reno brothers did on their $13,000 heist on that train, that fateful day, October 6th, 1866, middle of the Civil War. Regardless, I don't even remember what I was going to say, but come over here in the Faberverse to the Get Down and get down. I hope you have a fantastic Monday and have a great day.